What is going on, everybody? How's everything going? Let me push this camera out of the way. Okay, so today we'll have to keep it short. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna re-upload this. I have a lot more videos I filmed. I haven't had the chance to edit them. So what do we have to talk about today? Now, guys, listen. First of all, we need some coffee. So whoever is sane and wants to keep their brain straight, drink a lot of coffee because this is hard times. Okay. So what is going on? Well, first of all, this was unexpected. So here is something that once you are in the middle of investing, this is something you guys gotta keep in perspective. When something is anticipated, things happen the way they're supposed to. But something like this wasn't really anticipated. And where can you pinpoint what was the turning point for us to go like to these levels in the stock market? Well, what caused this whole thing was the guidance of and the way Jerome Powell spoke on the last FOMC meeting. And then you're like, okay, why did he crash the market? Let me start recording my audio to hold on one second. So, like, why did he crash the market? Well, he didn't really crash the market, but like the way he spoke about the inflation and the way he was mentioning recession, you should watch that the last FOMC meeting, like a week back. So the way he was mentioning these things, people got scared. Now, the biggest bull trap, because my bull is very sad that we didn't have a bull run, and many people were expecting a bull run, and I was seeing a bull run coming too, but we didn't get that. So we saw that day after his speech around 2:30 to 3 o'clock, 3 to 4, we saw an amazing run. And okay, so after that run, okay, what happened is everything went to the poop toilet. It was crazy. Like people were flying to safety, and then you see what really is a true value thing, and then you see what goes first is what people have the least conviction. Like Upstart. I don't know if you guys saw Upstart. Let me pull Upstart for you. It's a company I used to day trade a lot. Thank God I used to just day trade it. If you guys don't know Upstart, they do lending and loaning. Let me see. This is okay. You guys can see it here. You can see me too. So you can see, look at that. Okay, is this big enough? Let me I think this is better. Let me do the look at that, guys. This is insane. Okay, so and then if I can put the 6-month chart for you, like Upstart, and I really like Upstart. Okay, like not in this environment where we have raising interest rates, but in general, I really like Upstart. And I'm not gonna cling here too long. But so look at this. We had 179 December, but after that, 140, 136, 116 was holding up here. We had a good run 156 on March 2nd, and then we never reached this high point again, but we reached a low of 89. So then this every day, this was like clockwork printing money for the day traders up until May 4th, May 5th, okay? May 9th, we had $77. And then the next day, people woke up and then they saw like 50% of their money go down, like $33. That's crazy. Look at the 1 month chart, okay? This is scary stuff, man. This is scary stuff. Look at this volume. You had 69 million. So from 18 million shares floating around, you went to 69 million shares, okay? People dumped out because that's the least conviction for them, okay? They were just in there to make a day profit or whatever. But can you imagine these people investing here? Can you imagine these people that they stayed one extra night stayed in the stock and they lost 50% of their value? How do they make it back? So that's the power of understanding the importance of high conviction plays that they have actual value in the stock market, because stocks like this, although they're really good to day trade, when stuff happens and everything tries to go to zero anyway, or people believe it goes to zero, this is what happens. You see, like you lose 50%, 80% of your money within a night. Okay, so let me go back to me. I want to put a plug here for the documentary. That's not sponsored, but I want to tell you about a documentary I saw, and you should definitely watch it. Okay, so it's on Netflix. It is called Trust No One, and it's about Bitcoin. Something similar to that. I don't know the exact name. But why I'm telling you this? So the reason I'm telling you this, guys, is because this is a brilliant way to understand how this happened. So this is back in 2013, I think, and when this exchange happening, that's in Canada. So this whole thing takes place in Canada, and I'm not gonna spoil it too bad for you, but it's such an interesting way to understand how this whole thing works. Okay, so back in Canada, it was really hard to buy Bitcoin, and for everybody, it was hard to buy Bitcoin because Bitcoin wasn't in back in the day. Okay, so Quadriga or Quadrigo, whatever, XD, this guy started this company, and he was telling people that through his crypto exchange, just like Coinbase, which Coinbase is a whole another painful story these days, but just like Coinbase, you could buy in Canada, you could buy crypto, and people started trusting this. And he made a nice website. If you see the documentary, you'll understand what I mean. He made it like very like oriented on the user, just like Amazon or whatever. So this guy creates this thing, and then people start trusting it and trusting it more up until 2017. Okay, so in 2017, where the Bitcoin crashed big time and went back to $5,000, people were trying to flee to safety and get their money out and move their Bitcoin from Bitcoin to USD to make it actual cash for their pockets. So guess what? In the midst of all this thing, this guy dies. This guy dies, and he was supposedly the only guy with the keys. Okay, the only guy with the keys in the wallets, to the wallets, actually, the only guy with the keys to the wallets dies, and people cannot get their money out and they cannot access this. This is insane. Now, the most insane part, well, first of all, you should have an operation in place that more than one person knows the keys. Okay, but other than that, which is insane on its own and starts smelling very fishy, here is the bigger story. So it turns out this was a Ponzi scheme. Go and watch it, okay? But I'm going to tell you the short version because, like I said, I'm going to try to keep it to like 15 minutes here. So he dies in India. In India, people believe that's not true. I don't know what is the truth about that, but so he dies, and here is the crazy part now. Hold on. Here is what happened after that. What happened after that is the following. People are trying to get their money out in a very simple fashion way, just converting it from and then that they had many unsatisfied users between, I think, December and February, where they announced his death. So between December and February, everybody was trying to flee the Bitcoin crypto market and run to safety in the US dollar, and they wouldn't get their money, and the transaction seemed like pending and pending and pending. So this was a Ponzi scheme. Long story short, what happened, people were depositing money in here. This guy was taking the money, their money, and reinvesting it to other wallets, trying to make more money with people's money. Now, this doesn't seem that bad as long as when people want to exit this, you give them back their money. Okay, so but he was a bad trader too, so he lost a lot of money trading other people's money. But other than that, because that's how a Ponzi scheme works, you're going to have inflow of money, and then you're going to have an outflow of money. And then when things are in, like Bitcoin, more people are coming in than they're trying to rush out to US dollar, right? So when you have more people coming in than rushing out the door, it's easier for you to give the money that comes in to give them to these people that try to get out, as long as the inflow is bigger than the outflow of money, right? Now, it's not a big deal even if you have like a few days that this is inversed. But when things get bad and serious is when you have huge amounts of outflow and not a big inflow. And this is what happens when things start crashing. Everybody rushes through the gates, and then you cannot cover this money that is being requested to exit your wallets. So this guy chose to die and gave nobody money. Like, there is people that never disclose money, but there is one dude specifically, he lost $400,000 in this transaction. His goal was to transfer to make one transfer of Bitcoin, which is silly anyway. He was trying to transfer like $400,000 from the US to Canada, and he chose to do it through Bitcoin, so less fees. He lost $400,000. Go and watch that documentary. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's a definition of a Ponzi scheme, and we're gonna see a lot of these things, by the way, very soon. And what I mean very soon is right now, like Terra Luna. Did you see what happened to Terra Luna? Oh my God! Go watch the story. 1 week ago, Terra Luna was $100 per coin. Now it's 1 cent per coin, and they halted the blockchain. It's insane things what is happening, and I'm telling you, if you're invested in things like this, that they are even remotely sketchy, I'm telling you, this is not gonna do good in this market. This year is not the year to speculate. It's not the year to go all in on Dogecoin. It's not the year to go all in. It's not the year to go all in on. I'm gonna say it, Palantir. It's not the year to go all in on Shiba Inu. Okay, it's not the year to do this. That year was last year, and if you miss the boat, it's okay, because the economy works in cycles. We've clarified this. We're nearing the bottom, and everybody says that nearing the bottom, but hang in there, because as you near the bottom, sometimes it accelerates a little bit. Okay, so be smart, and if you want to have more own time and daily updates to see what is going on actually, because I read the articles, okay? I pay paid subscriptions so I can give you the most valid and accurate information, and I post screenshots of that. Go at Alex Langos on Instagram, go on Alex Langos on Twitter, and TikTok, wherever you want to find him, whatever platform you guys use. But especially Instagram, I post a lot of stories daily with daily updates of things that they're currently happening and what I'm investing in. So anyway, at Alex Langos, don't forget that. But the reason I told you that is because this is not the year to play that game of To the Moon. Now, you already know that. So what don't you know? Well, what you don't know is that this is not the first time that this happens in history, okay? This is the Fed's way, because you see the Fed is smart, and they have a lot of tools, and then they have a lot of real-time data, not the lagging data that we get, because we got. So what happened actually right now is the CPI data that I didn't say anything, but the CPI data, we're expecting to have a beat on the estimate, and not only we didn't beat it, not only didn't come right on expectation, but it came 0.2% higher. Why did this happen? Okay, let me tell you real quick. So the CPI data came at 8.3 or 8.4%, something like that. We're expecting 8.1. And the reason is, if you look through the report, when they exclude energy, okay, and energy and food, I think, it still came up higher, okay, the core CPI. Why? Well, the airlines caused this. The traveling caused this. And then if you think about it, traveling is higher and more expensive. Why? Because the gas prices are higher. So even when you say we're going to exclude energy, which is gas, solar, all these things, and food, this still spills over to other industries, because energy causes things to be way more expensive. You get it? So airlines were the cause of this thing. And then the underlying cause is gas, because airlines have to charge more because their fuel is way, way, way more expensive now. So anyway, you cannot say we exclude food and energy and then the inflation is through the roof, because energy is everywhere. This plays a factor on every industry, okay? So anyway, that's why we miss this expectation. But the benefit of the Fed is that even when they talk about raising rates, you see they manage to crash the market. So even just by mentioning and getting a little bit more aggressive in their tone, they manage to slowly make the market go down. Because to be honest, they need the market to go down. They need people to feel a little bit poorer. They need people to feel like they don't need to spend so much money, because that's what's caused the inflation, supply and demand. And then people don't care so much about saving money, but they care of buying things. That's what they care about. So since people care about buying things, and they don't care about saving, this inflation thing, if I sell you something for $1 and then you come the next day and I sell it to you for $2 and you keep buying it, and then the next day I sell it for you for $3 and you keep buying it, and you don't see this downward inflection point in demand, and people keep buying it no matter what price you tell them, then you see people are going to keep charging more because they can. That's what companies do. So anyway, not to oversimplify, because this is a lot of data to put it in just one video, or just not to make it boring anyway. So that's the idea. We need people to spend less. We need people to feel a little bit more poorer, so the consumer doesn't spend so much money, so they can be able to feel like this inflation thing is under control, and they're managing to cool it down slowly. So that's all I had to say to you guys. Be safe out there. I post daily things on Instagram, so you guys have an idea of what's going on. It's under 1 cent. Terra Luna right now, as I'm making this, it was $100 last week. Today is 1 cent. This is to prove to you, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that too. Bitcoin has no cash flow. Bitcoin is tied to the US technology sector. Okay. It moves accordingly. Okay. Especially in the last few years. We've seen it tied to the hip with the technology sector. It moves like an ultra long technology asset. Don't fool yourself. Okay. It's not independent. It's not Bitcoin, is the freedom from the government. All governments around the world, this was meant to be the freedom. Oh my God, this is going to be the freedom. Bitcoin will not be tied to any government. Bitcoin will be independent. Well, all governments now have their hands on crypto. If you remember, China was trying to ban crypto back in 2018 or 17 or whatever. Guess what? Now China says it's a legitimate crypto. Crypto and Bitcoin, they say, is a legitimate currency and should be protected by law, by Chinese law. So you see how they're flipping the script. And since they're flipping the script, this means that this will be more and more regulated. And then this something that was meant to be free, the governments have their hands all over it now. Okay. So that's what happens, you know. So the first people made a lot of money through this, but now is not the time to make a lot of money through this. It's still a great asset. I'm not saying don't invest in it, but realize if you are actually investing in it, this is going to be a long term situation. Don't expect this to go to the moon this year. Keep buying dollar cost average if you want, or wait for very red days like yesterday. Today in the morning, Tesla was at 681. If you didn't buy Tesla at 681, you're not my friend. Simple as that. I mean, I'm joking. I love you guys. And if you have some time, smash like button, subscribe, all this stuff. But and I have some sponsors coming for you too. I got news. Some sponsors are coming in, and I'm gonna start integrating them in the video. Great companies. I look into them. I don't choose to work with companies that they are shady. I'm not gonna sell you any like shady products. Not just because people pay. I'm not gonna take them on. Okay. So I'm gonna give you some valuable sponsors and good benefits to you too. So stay tuned for that. But be safe out there, guys. 681 Tesla. 681. A company that's worth today $1,500, $1,400, if you want to be conservative, was a 681 today. Be optimistic. Go out there and buy stocks. Don't get caught under it and buy high, okay? Buy on low days like today. And other days, if you have some money, dollar cost average, put a little bit in, a little bit of your paycheck in every week, and have a lump sum of money to put in the market on days like today in the morning, like yesterday. Tesla at 681, I said again. $700 for Tesla. Come on, guys. Come on. You know, you can go buy technology assets too, whatever you like. Google, whatever you want, you can go and buy the big companies with healthy cash flow, companies that they're not going away anytime soon. Go and buy Home Depot. You don't feel comfortable with technology? Go buy Home Depot. Go buy all these builders, all this housing thing. People say there is a housing crash coming too. It's possible too. There is nowhere for you to be safe and know it for certain, but go buy things that they're established. Go and like people were looking for 1,000% X returns. That's not happening this year, guys. That's not happening this year. My favorite stock is Tesla. I'm putting most of my money there, and I keep buying every time I see a red day. That's what I do. That's what I think you should do. People tell you don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you want to listen to that, listen to that. You can buy some oil that's doing good. You can buy some financials that do good in a rising interest rate environment, that they print money like crazy, like American Express, like Charles Schwab, like all these companies, like Chase, okay, JP Morgan, Bank of America, whatever you want to hedge yourself against inflation and against the raising interest rate environment. Blah, blah, blah. But regardless, guys, like I said, be smart. If it seems fishy, it probably is fishy, especially around this time. And we're going to see a lot of companies like last year what happened to the SPACs, man? You remember, lastly, I'm going to close with that. You remember last year, all these companies were public. All these companies chose to go public last year. That's a sign that that's the best time to go all in, because your money is going to print like crazy. So that's a sign when you see a lot of SPACs, a lot of companies going public. SPACs. So what's a SPAC? It's a merger. An already public company mergers with another company that wants to be public, and it's an easier process for you to become a public company than starting from scratch. So we had so many SPACs last year. There's nothing like this happening this year. Why there is no more SPACs? Why there is no more public companies? Look at what happened to Coinbase. It's going like to $60. Great company, but it does crypto, and crypto is tanking right now. So no more SPACs. You see where you are. Look around you and understand where you are in the economic cycle. Now we are going this way, okay? And you got to hedge yourself against that. You got to invest in the right things. And this thing, what everybody's expecting, is coming, but not yet. This thing is gonna take a while, probably by November, when, you see what the issue now. Another thing is Democrats haven't passed a single thing. Unfortunately, they haven't done a good job. So probably they're going to lose the midterm elections. And then that's going to be bullish for the stock market, because then the Republican Party is going to win the Senate, is going to win the House, and then they're going to do their thing. They're going to say businesses first, blah, blah, blah. Like you get how this works. If you've looked into politics, Democrats say they're for the people. Republicans say they're for the businesses, okay? All this thing. I'm not going to get into politics too, but deep, whatever. But that's bullish for the stock market, if businesses start using their money and their cash flow to reinvest it, and do great things. And usually businesses do great into a Republican Party because they cut the taxes. People are not afraid to spend, all these things. Anyway, so I love you guys. I want you guys to know I'm trying to do my best. This week has been very tough for me, very busy, but I'm going to step up my game, keep posting more. I want you guys to be here. I love you if you're hanging around for this journey. I cannot wait for you to bring you more valuable information. I cannot wait for us to grow as a YouTube family. And I cannot wait for the bull run, which is coming in a few months, especially when the Fed is done raising interest rates. Be optimistic. That's the most important thing you can do right now. And think clearly. Keep your focus on things. Keep noticing patterns, okay? It's impossible for me to put in one video how many patterns can emerge, but keep noticing patterns. Keep an eye on the market day by day. Things will get better. Do not fool yourself. Trust me. Do not be speculative this year, okay? Because things are not where they should be. Like, the bottom is not here. It's close, but it's not here. I love you guys. Keep buying Tesla. Thank you for hanging around with me for like 22 minutes. That means the world to me. If you see this later, don't forget to smash like buttons. And then lastly, if you have some time, you can watch some of the other videos here, or you can hit the subscribe head here. I love you guys. Catch you guys soon. Be strong out there. You can still make money in this market, guys. You can still make money in this market. Do not forget that. Catch you guys soon. At Alex Langos, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all these things. Catch you guys soon. You guys are the best family on YouTube. Love you guys.